Fever, the age-old defense. For many, fever is an unwelcome guest, announcing its presence with shivers, aches, and a general sense of malaise. It's no surprise, then, that most of us reach for the medicine cabinet at the first sign of its heat, eager to suppress the discomfort. But have you ever wondered whether quashing a fever is truly the best course of action? Beneath the unpleasant sensations, fever is one of humanity's oldest and most powerful defenses, painstakingly forged by evolution in the constant struggle against invaders. What is fever, really? How does it strengthen your immunity, and should you always take a pill when it strikes? Humidity and sun have shaped life on Earth, but temperature is a far more potent driver of adaptation. Nearly every living thing, from the hardiest microbe to the largest mammal, thrives only within a relatively narrow temperature range. Beyond those limits, life is threatened, weakened, or extinguished. For humans, our internal sweet spot averages about 37 degrees Celsius, or 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. At this temperature, the sophisticated molecular machinery inside our cells works most efficiently. Our warm-blooded bodies expend significant energy just to maintain this finely tuned thermal balance, a trait that, while costly, confers unexpected advantages. One of the biggest? Immunity to fungi. Unlike reptiles and amphibians, whose cooler bodies often harbor fungal infections, mammals run too hot for most species of fungus to survive. Our balmy temperature is a natural barrier, silently shielding us from pathogens that would otherwise thrive inside us. But what happens when an invader, a virus or bacterium, manages to breach our defenses anyway? This is where fever earns its stripes. When you're infected, your body initiates a defensive climate change, pushing its own temperature out of its prime comfort zone. To microbes, your body is an environment to conquer, but a fever transforms that environment into a hazardous wasteland. Fever is a universal tactic in the animal kingdom. Fish swim to warmer waters. Reptiles bask in the sun. Bees heat their hives, all pushing their temperature skyward in the face of illness. But mammals like us are especially dramatic. We can supercharge our internal thermostat rapidly and with great precision. The process begins with a group of chemical messengers called pyrogens, the makers of heat. Released during infection, these molecules reach the brain's hypothalamus, the command center for body temperature, and quietly crank up the set point. You start to shiver as skeletal muscles contract in rapid microbursts, generating warmth from within. Blood vessels near your skin constrict, reducing heat loss. You feel cold on the outside even as your core temperature rises. This whole body reaction is costly. For each degree Celsius increase, you burn about 10% more calories. Your energy is redirected, nudging you to rest and conserve resources so your immune system can do its work. Inside, the battlefield is heating up. Upon sensing an invasion, bacteria sneakily begin multiplying at full speed, drawing on your tissues for fuel. But the sudden increase in temperature is a curveball, a marathon run under scorching sun without water or respite. Fever hits pathogens in two ways: direct stress from the heat and indirect stress from immune activity. Their cellular machinery malfunctions, membranes rupture, and DNA sustains damage. Growth slows dramatically, and in some cases, bacteria begin to die. But fever doesn't just stress out the invaders, it challenges your own cells too. Most of your organs function less efficiently at high temperatures, and fever can be physically taxing. But remarkably, your immune system is the exception. Neutrophils and macrophages, the first responders, work faster and more aggressively. Dendritic cells are better at flagging enemies for destruction. With the help of fever, your immune forces commandeer essential resources like iron and glucose, starving both bacteria and viruses. It's a total war, and fever is the battle standard. Viruses, too, feeling the heat, fare poorly. Many are exquisitely temperature sensitive. The rhinovirus, cause of the common cold, can only infect the cooler upper airways, never the warmer lungs. As fever rises, infected cells face their own existential crisis. Overwhelmed by heat, they churn out heat shock proteins, molecular first responders designed to stabilize and repair cellular machinery. If too many are produced, it's a distress signal. The immune system, attuned to these pleas, dispatches killer cells to eliminate the stressed, virus-producing cells, curb disease, and protect the greater organism. Why haven't pathogens simply evolved to handle fever? The answer lies in evolutionary trade-offs. As pathogens adapt to survive higher temperatures, they often lose their competitive edge at normal body temperatures, making it harder to infect new hosts. This evolutionary conundrum keeps fever effective, generation after generation, across countless animal species. But if fever is so powerful, why are we so quick to bring it down? Pain and discomfort naturally push us toward relief, and medications like ibuprofen and acetaminophen are easier to reach than ever. Historically, these remedies are a recent luxury. For most of human history, people simply weathered fevers, yielding to the body's strategy of enforced rest and immune prioritization. Pain prompts us to rest and recover, a feature, not a bug, of our immune system. Suppressing fever, especially in mild cases, isn't always helpful. For low-grade fevers, under 40 degrees Celsius or about 104 degrees Fahrenheit, most evidence shows that fever is not dangerous for healthy adults and does not need to be treated aggressively. Exceptions exist. For pregnant women, the elderly, and those with certain illnesses, the stress of fever can pose real dangers. And fevers that climb too high warrant urgent medical attention. Clinical studies suggest that lowering fever during infections like influenza or chickenpox doesn't improve healing times and may even impede recovery. Some severe cases suggest patients fare better, with fewer complications, when fever is allowed to run its natural course. Yet ethics and individual patient needs mean that blanket recommendations are difficult. Each case is unique, and your doctor is best positioned to weigh risks and benefits. So, what's the bottom line? If your fever is manageable, not dangerously high, and you can tolerate the discomfort, letting it run its course may help your immune system solve the problem faster. But if pain or malaise are unbearable, or if you have special health considerations, bringing the fever down with medication is reasonable, with the understanding that it might slightly blunt the immune response. The next time you find yourself burning up, remember, though you may feel terrible, your pathogens are likely suffering even more. Your fever is an ancient orchestrated defense, pushing you just a little out of your comfort zone to ensure your survival. In this struggle, understanding the power and purpose of fever can help you make wiser choices and perhaps see your own resilience in a new light. Did you find our videos helpful? Please like and subscribe to our channel so we can be motivated to answer the questions that people are still wondering about.